always lived a quiet life. Too quiet. Her children had grown up and moved away. Her husband's laughter had faded into memory, and her days had become a string of silent hours, broken only by the ticking of a clock that never hurried. Mornings were the hardest. Coffee, newspapers, and silence. Hours of silence. Sometimes she'd call an old friend, small talk about weather and health and time, but even those words felt rehearsed. Her house was tidy, her life safe. But in that safety, something was missing. No laughter, no chaos, no heartbeat of connection. She realized she had been existing, not living. One gray afternoon, while walking past the old community center, she noticed a faded sign on the window. Volunteers needed to help local children. She didn't know why she stopped. Maybe it was the echo of laughter inside, or maybe it was the ache of her own stillness. But she opened the door, and that one small step would awaken a life she thought was long gone. When she stepped into the community center, it felt like stepping into another world. Children's voices filled the air, running, shouting, laughing, the smell of crayons and old wood. The teachers looked exhausted, but alive. And for the first time in years, Eleanor felt something stir inside her chest, a small, quiet voice whispering, "Maybe you still have something to give." She started small, just a few hours a week. At first, it was awkward. The children were polite, but distant, eyes cautious like they'd learned not to trust too easily. But Eleanor was patient. She didn't push. She listened. She smiled. And slowly, something began to change. A girl asked her for help with homework. A boy saved her a seat at story time. A shy child placed a drawing in her hand, a messy little house under a bright yellow sun. Eleanor smiled, and for the first time in a long time she laughed, a real, warm, unguarded laugh. The children didn't know it, but they had brought color back into her world. Their laughter, their chaos, their hope, they filled the quiet places in her life with life again. Weeks turned into months. The community center became her second home. She knew every name, every story. She was no longer Miss Eleanor. They called her Grandma Ellie. It started as a joke, but soon it became something real. She celebrated their birthdays. She comforted them when they cried. She showed up again and again and again. Her mornings no longer felt heavy. She woke up with purpose, with warmth, with joy. And one morning she realized, family isn't only made by blood. Sometimes it's built through love, through attention, through presence. In giving, she had received far more than she could ever imagine: laughter, belonging, and the feeling of coming home. You don't have to wait for a miracle to find meaning in your days. Sometimes it's found in the smallest acts: helping, listening, caring. There are people out there waiting for someone like you, waiting for a hand, a smile, a presence. And when you open your heart to them, you might just find family in the most unexpected places. And in giving love, you may rediscover something even greater: the joy of living. Because sometimes the family we find is the one that saves us.